Hey, good morning, and welcome to Morning Coffee with Sandy. Here I am. Here you are. And it's time for coffee. Really time for coffee. Can you just take a moment this morning and savor the flavor? Good times, right? Yeah, you got that. Ah, and the lighting's kind of weird today, isn't it? But I'm trying something new. Let's see if this works. Oh, it's pretty dark outside. Yeah, it's like 6 o'clock. That'll be why. So good morning. Today is hard candy day. That does not affect me. I do not eat candy, but this is hard candy day. And if it's really, really cold where you are, that hard candy might feel really good just as sucking candy. I would do that maybe. I don't know. I'll think about it. But more important, it's also oatmeal muffin day. Now, I'm not going to lie. I don't know that I've ever had an oatmeal muffin, but I'd be willing to try it because I love oatmeal. I love oat bread. I love oat cakes, the oatmeal cakes. What else? I love the old guy on the Quaker Oats container. But most important, my favorite cookie is an oatmeal cookie, not the oatmeal cookie, an oatmeal cookie, my oatmeal cookies. I take the recipe that's on Quaker Oats and then I kind of doctor it up a little bit. Yeah, a little less sugar, but I add tons of other stuff. I add walnuts, chocolate chips, a little bit of coconut, no raisins. I like them really crispy and I keep them in the freezer and pull them out one or two at a time and eat them frozen. Oh my God, they're so good. Oh, I made a batch yesterday. I didn't even realize that. Okay, maybe that's not true. Maybe psychologically, I knew that today was oatmeal muffin day. So I made oatmeal cookies. And I invite you to come on over and have some. Oh, that's right. You can't come over. I wish there was another way for me to share them with you because they're so good and they're so quick. I mean, you mix them up and then they take like 10 minutes in the oven and oh, they're delicious. Okay. Happy birthday to Alyssa Milano. Alyssa Milano is 40 something. Why do I care? Well, first of all, because I think she's adorable. I really do think she's adorable. But more important than she's adorable, my daughter always wanted to be her. Not to be her, but to have her name. Isn't that something? We all have names that our parents gave us. Some of us, like me, do a little tweaking as we get older and kind of change our names around, or go by your middle name instead of your first name, or drop your middle name completely. I know somebody who calls herself Lori, who is really a Lorraine, but Lorraine had such bad connotations for her that she calls herself Lori instead. So people change their names. My daughter was Dani, Dani. It's actually a Hebrew name, but I think in Hebrew it's more of a boy's name. But I just loved the way it sounded. Her name is Dani. And of course, for her entire life, people thought she was a boy and called her Danny, and she hated me for that. But she loved the name Alyssa, and she always wanted to change her name to Alyssa. Until she got older and she realized that it was really cool to have a name nobody else had. And now she loves it. So her name is Donnie Michelle. The Michelle only has one L because I had to be weird there too, right? But her brother, who came along just 18 months later, is Michael David, the two most common names ever given to males in the history of baby naming. And to this day, in his 40s, my son is still a little peeved that I gave his sister the most unusual name on the planet, and I gave him the most common name in the planet. Oh, well. And I think I've told you before that I really, really don't like my birth name. My birth name is Sandra. Do I look like a Sandra to you? I don't think so. Because in my book, and I know there's some other Sandys out there, in my book, a Sandra is tall and redheaded. Yeah, with really long legs. I don't fit any of that. I'm a Sandy. Sandys seem to be just kind of like down home, happy, goofy guys, right? I'm a Sandy with a YE. So you can't mistake me for any other Sandy. Good morning, Opa, and good morning, Ginny. Thank you both for being here so early on the weekend. Can you really tell that it's a weekend? Not really, huh? I sent somebody a birthday greeting this morning and I said, hey, in honor of your birthday, everyone is staying home from work today and hanging out at home to celebrate you. Yeah. The week goes by pretty fast, doesn't it? And then comes the weekend. But it's almost Christmas. It's almost Christmas. And it is the anniversary in 1843. That's how long ago it was that Charles Dickens published A Christmas Carol. Don't you think it's amazing that all these years later, we pretty much watch it every year or read the story or talk about Ebenezer Scrooge or call somebody a Scrooge? Yeah, all those years ago. It only sold 6,000 copies when it was first published, but I guess the world was a slightly smaller place, but not that small. Yep. So happy birthday to A Christmas Carol and to Alyssa Milano. Okay, so on the weird stuff happens in this planet. In 1922, there was a young woman, 24 years old, that's pretty dang young, named Teresa Vaughan in England. And she got married. She admitted to being married 61 times over the course of 5 years in 3 different countries and 50 different cities. Some people are struggling to get married once. She must have, I haven't seen a picture of her. I'm going to have to Google her again and see what she looked like and how she convinced 61 different men to say, nah, I want to be with you. Yeah. Oh, look at this. I'm sorry, we have to go back to names for a minute. I have a child whom I named Jordan Jesse Charles Harrier Burks. He goes by Joe. I get it. I was married to a Vincent John James Donato, and he went as Jimmy. Go figure. I never called him Jimmy, but that's what everyone else called him. Ginny said she wanted to be named Judy, but her parents named her sister Judy. That's not fair. No. Maybe she'll trade with you. Maybe she's tired of it and she wants a switch. Yeah, I don't know. I think it would be a really good idea to not name your children until they're like 6 or 7, because then you have a better idea of who they are, and the name can actually fit. My mother went to school with someone named Theodosia Levy. How's that for a name? And my daughter went to school with someone named Summer Breeze. What's in a name? What's in a name? Speaking of what's in a name, this is a perfect segue. You're going to think I planned it, but I swear I didn't. Today is also the birthday of historian and author Robert Bruce. Now, why do I care? The truth is I don't care. There's also a comedian named Robert Schneider. Neither one of those should be confused with my little brother, who is Robert Bruce Schneider. What's in a name? So here's my story for today. You ready? Okay. I think 2, 6, 7, 8. I think my brother and I were around 8 and 10, something like that. 7 and 10s, right around that area. And my little brother would have then been about 3 or 4. I'm guessing 3 or 4. And the whole family went to Sears to go shopping because sometimes on the weekend, that's what you did. But my parents had some stuff they had to look at. I don't know, it was appliances or drapes or something like that. And my older brother and I were told that we were in charge of little brother Robbie and we shouldn't let him out of our sight. Well, he's a little kid, so he got out of our sight. We lost Robbie in Sears. We were hysterical. We went running to find our parents and told them we lost Robbie. And we all started, the four of us were yelling for him and looking everywhere, everywhere. And suddenly, over the loudspeaker at Sears, this is what we hear. Will the parents of Robbie Schmegegi please come and claim him? See, Schmegegi is what my grandpa used to call us. It just means you little jerk kind of thing, you know, you little rascal. It's a Schmegegi. It's an old Yiddish word. Robbie got called Schmegegi so often that when they asked him his name, when they found him, he thought his name was Robbie Schmegegi. And that's what they said over the loudspeaker. So, of course, we went up to the office and there's this cute little curly-headed kid sitting on someone's desk, laughing and smiling, not concerned at all, eating an ice cream cone. Of course, he wasn't worried. And that's the story of what's in a name, Robbie Schmegegi. All right. Go eat some hard candy, make some oatmeal muffins, have a phenomenal day, Jadan and Jordan. And I will see you tomorrow on Sunday, even closer to Christmas. See you then. Bye-bye.